Welcome to Blind Abilities. I'm Simon Bonenfant. I've recently returned from the NFB 2023 National Convention in Houston, Texas. While I was there, I had a chance to sit down and have a chat with Jeff Gardner, team leader at Irie-at. Jeff gives us an overview of all the great products that Irie-at offers, including braille displays such as the B.note 20 and B.note 40, and the B.book, fully featured Windows Notetaker. Jeff also gives us an overview of the magnification systems and the embosser systems that Irie-at offers. Jeff also shares his personal story of how he got into the AT business, how he worked with his father, Dr. John Gardner, founder and CEO of View Plus Technologies, and how he wanted to spin off into his own company in 2011, launching Irie-at. I think you'll enjoy this interview and all the great information that Jeff has to offer. So without further ado, from the convention floor, here's my chat with Jeff Gardner, team lead at Irie-at. Hello everyone, this is Simon Bonenfant here, and I am here in Houston, Texas at the National Federation of the Blind 2023 convention, and I am here talking to Jeff Gardner, team leader at Irie-at. It's great to speak with you, Jeff. How you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Great. Are you enjoying the convention so far?
I always enjoy it. Lots of people getting together, having a good time. Lots of people that love Braille.
Great, absolutely. I'm one of them. So Irie-at, what is it? When were you founded? Give us the history a little bit.
We were founded in 2011, and we are essentially a wholesaler of equipment for low vision and blindness, and kind of have a full range of different products that we work with, mostly people overseas, largely Europe vendors, that have different products that fit into our product umbrella so that we can offer a full range of products and support them and service them all here in the United States.
Great. Why don't you give us a summary of your product offerings?
A summary. Well, low vision and blindness products, devices, and software. That's a kind of a range.
Okay.
For blindness, or for Braille, you essentially have all the Braille devices that you need: the refreshable Braille, Braille printing, the software to accommodate those devices. And we do a lot of things with tactile graphics. We're big on trying to support teachers who are trying to help kids who are studying STEM subjects that can be particularly difficult and very often, well, pretty much always require the use of tactile graphics and other software and techniques and things that we specialize in. So we do a lot of that. And we also do low vision. We have a lot of different products largely for education is kind of where I think we're strongest. Have foldable, portable things that you can see at a distance and do all kinds of fun things. We're the national distributor for sight care, so we have the CloverBook Pro devices and all those ones that are so popular right now.
Okay.
So that's pretty much not at all a short summary of what we do.
All right. Let's take a deeper dive into the Braille display offerings that you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we're really happy to present here at NFB the first time in the United States to see the new things from Eurobraille, which is a European company, a company based in France, and they've been making refreshable Braille displays and note takers for a good number of years, well over a decade, and are well known and respected in Europe. But in order to have that type of product in this country, you have to have the infrastructure. You have to make sure that manuals are in the right language. There's a service center and there's a help desk and tutorials and those types of things. So we have partnered with Eurobraille, and first time are showing their new 20-cell B.note, 40-cell B.note, the two displays that we were showing here, and then also their new Windows-based note taker, the B.book.
Great. Why don't you give us a little bit of detail on these displays? Are they intelligent displays, or are they just connecting to other devices, or what's the feature set there?
In general, like all Braille displays are made to be connected to a computer or
right.
Another device. These ones are pretty cool, though. They also have internal reading function that'll read EPUB, PDF, doc, docx, TXT, even XLS. So a good number of formats that'll just read natively. And then also has a nuanced voice synthesizer, so I'll read back to you aloud if you like. I want to say, I think then there's also a calculator in there and maybe a couple other things, but In general, those are made to connect to your computer and do that kind of stuff. We just want to make sure there's at least some independent note taking and reading.
Great. And how do people get the files onto the device? Is there USB connectivity?
Yeah, there's USB connectivity. You can also connect in a USB flash drive. And if you're using a Windows system, you also have the ability to transfer files over Bluetooth.
Great. And you have that in the 20 cell and 40 cell range?
Correct.
What are the price points on that?
The 20 cell is $26.95. The 40 cell is $35.65. So they're priced pretty competitively, particularly the 40 cell.
Great. Let's talk about the B.book. Can you give us a rundown of that?
All right. Well, B.book is kind of what we expect in this country for a note taker, 32 cell, nice, really ergonomic, easy to use, good feeling, I guess, unit. And it's called the Easy Suite, is the suite of apps that for your most commonly used features has all that kind of stuff that you would expect on a Braille note taker. But then this one is actually based on Windows. So when you want to do things outside of the special apps that are made for it, the Easy Suite, then you can go out and use Windows, and essentially you get a full computer and a note taker all in one.
That's great. So is this running Windows 10 or 11 or?
The current version is running Windows 10. Should be, or I'm told by the end of the calendar year, we'll be on Windows 11.
Oh, terrific. And the Easy Suite of applications, are they just Braille, or do they have a synthesizer that's compatible with those?
They're actually, I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, they're voice driven. It's hard because it's so loud in the exhibition.
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, that has speech, but I haven't heard it all week because it's so loud all the time. It's a loud exhibition hall.
Right. Okay.
Which is why we snuck off to another room. Right?
Yes. The screen readers that the B.book is compatible with, does it work with JAWS and NVDA and those screen readers, or does it have its own?
Yeah, it's got its own when you're in the Easy Suite.
Right.
But then if you want to go into Windows, then you're free to use NVDA or JAWS or whatever you want.
Okay, great. And when it comes, does it come with the stock Windows, or like the out-of-the-box experience, or is it already kind of pre-configured, like when you set it up?
I think more stripped down would be kind of the best way to answer that question.
Okay.
Try to take the bloatware off it and that kind of stuff, and just give you what you need as a base for Windows.
Great. And what is the price point on that?
The B.book is $57.60.
Okay. And what about processor and RAM and storage? Is that configurable, or does it come in one? There's just one. They are updating the hardware, so I'm not sure what the specs will be on the Windows 11 version, but we've got 8 gigs of RAM on it now. It's running, I think, a 2.4 gigahertz processor. I can't remember exactly the processor because it's one that's made really for battery longevity. So it's fast enough, but it's not. They didn't get the one that was specifically for speed, but more for battery longevity, because it has, at least an 8-hour, potentially up to a 9-hour battery life. Ah, terrific, very good. And what about the storage capacity?
That is configurable.
Ah,
and I'm nice. Trying to think what the options are, but I know that you can get different levels of storage or different sizes of storage.
Okay, great. Is there a product page that people can go to learn more about all your offerings?
They can visit, most of the things that we're a little unprepared, as you can probably tell from the interview here. This is our first time with Eurobraille. Our staff haven't even been trained yet. Our training is going to be we're going to fly back to Oregon and have the training over the next couple of days. So we'll learn a lot, and we will become the level of experts that we expect to be about the the products that we carry.
Yeah.
So I apologize. I'm a little uninformed
no
about
problem.
some of these things because I haven't been trained yet.
No problem.
I've learned what I've overheard and sitting next to the guy who's showing everybody all week.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. You're doing great.
But so the web page, you can go to our website at irie-at.com, irie-at.com. And I believe that the B.note 20 and B.note 40 are up. So those should be something you can find up there. I don't believe we have the content ready for the B.book page.
Okay, so
but
this
Eurobraille does have their own webpage. So if you just go to, I think it's Eurobraille.eu or maybe it's a .com, but you can Google Eurobraille and you can find their website, and then that has all the information about all their products. They also have a 64 and an 80 cell unit that we don't have here with us.
Wow. So that's the display one?
Yeah.
Okay. And
that'd be quite a thing, 80 cell note taker. I think it'd be a monster.
Yeah, I figured it would display it. Just making sure I'd ask.
Or something.
Yeah, right. And can you talk about the low vision offerings? Is that also from Eurobraille, or is that a different manufacturer?
No, we tend to really specialize. We look for a product or look for companies to work with that just specialize in that particular thing that they
Yes.
use. So Eurobraille makes refreshable braille devices, and that's all they do, and they do it really well. We work with View Plus. That's all they do is make braille printers, and they do it really well. For magnification, we've selected to work with a company called SiteCare, and they have some really, really outstanding products. Probably the most popular 12.5 inch right now is the CloverBook Pro. It's a foldable, portable 12.5 inch unit. Has a full HD matte touchscreen, has a little pop-out distance camera that you don't have to charge or connect to separately. You just press a button and you can use that. That unit even has an additional screen, so you can put the distance camera out there, and it has a split screen option. And if you have the extra screen, you plug it in, and the split screen option, instead of splitting your 12.5 inch screen, you have two of them. So you have, usually people use the top screen for their distance view, and then their lower screen for reading off their desk.
Oh, great. And does that connect through USB or Bluetooth or both? Or
the extra screen or the
just a regular unit that you're discussing?
It's kind of a standalone unit.
Oh.
So you can import things on an SD card or export things on an SD card, but it's really aimed at being a really, really excellent video magnifier and not being a computer or something.
Right. Okay. So you just take images, download it onto that, and then it magnifies the image. That you put
it has a camera that will point down at the desk area so that you can see documents that are on your desk, and then it has another one that's like a kind of an antenna thing that sticks out and can twirl around and move in different directions and things. That points out and allows you to see the whiteboard or a presentation teacher or something.
Oh, great. And how about the screen? How does that connect to it?
That is, there's an HDMI port on there that you can use if you wanted to use a larger screen. And you can also use that port for this additional screen. It just kind of slides into a slot in the back of the unit and connects in through its little tiny HDMI cord that comes with it.
Oh, very nice.
And then you have two screens all there on the same unit.
Very good.
And it still folds down, and you can carry it away in like 30 seconds.
That's terrific. That's great. Can you touch on your personal journey as to how you came to the company? What has been your journey through technology and your passion for it?
Well, I kind of got dragged into this. My father went blind when he was 48, and I was in high school, and so it's kind of just been around me for a long time that Braille is a thing, blindness is a thing, and it just kind of gravitated over to doing projects with my father, and he started a company that was really interesting to me to work there. So I worked at View Plus for a number of years with my father and helped him build View Plus, and got to introduce the Tiger embossers, the first to the world, and some cool things like that. So had just kind of gravitated toward it because of my father, and actually for the same reason, kind of an opposite, started Irie. That maybe there's a time limit on how long you can work with your dad, and sort of thought maybe it'd be good to sell his products, but perhaps at a different company. And plus that allows us to not just sell Braille printers, but actually have a full offering of all the main low vision and blindness products.
Great. Yeah, I'm familiar with Dan Gardner from there.
I know that guy. I grew up with him.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be my older brother.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, and my parents still were working at the company. My mom does finance oversight and stuff there, and
Great.
My dad's still running special projects and doing things.
Well, it's funny because I had wondered if you were related to him when you told me your last name Gardner. I said, I wonder that. Okay.
Yep, it's
Great.
a family business now.
Great. Great. So can you touch on View Plus? What did they do? And I know that they're manufacturers of embossers, but I know that they have several different models and options there.
Yeah, View Plus kind of revolutionized the embosser business. When I was first doing things with View Plus in the early 2000s, there was really no such thing as a graphics embosser. Everything was done on swell paper or thermoform or something like that. And my father really revolutionized the business by coming out with these Tiger embossers that would be the first embossers to really present any kind of decent resolution tactile graphics. So that's been really the claim to fame for View Plus, is that kind of innovation since the beginning to make it easier for kids to study science, technology, engineering, and math. And that's essentially why the Tiger technology was created. Was my father was a physicist at Oregon State University and wanted to still be able to review thesis projects from his students and those kinds of things, and he needed to have access to graphics and graphs and charts and all those kinds of things. So he invented that technology, and the research project became View Plus because other people wanted it too. And then moved on to innovate into things like ink and braille combinations, and still have probably the widest breadth of braille printers and different functions available.
Great. Yeah, I remember. I know that the braille embossers have came a long way. I remember the old days when they were like a lot of buttons and they were very loud and kind of clunky device. Well, yeah, but I noticed they've gotten better over the years from what I have witnessed, and I know that a lot of times they're touchscreen and all that now. So yeah, I know that they've really came a long way with that, and I know that they do.
The first time I heard a braille embosser, sorry to interrupt you, but I know you were talking about them being loud.
Yeah.
So I was over at an exhibition in England, and it was one of those ones they break up into a whole bunch of different rooms, so it was like a small room. And I went in there and I heard this like transformer sound starting, and then the thing, kaboom, boom, boom, boom. Oh yeah. Man. And I was like, wow, because that was one of the cool things we had with Tiger embossers, is they were quieter than other ones. So I didn't actually know what a quote unquote real braille embosser sounded like. And that just blew my mind. So then later in the day, I'm walking down the street, we're going somewhere for lunch, and I hear a jackhammer, and I mistook that for a braille embosser there for just a second. So that's how hideously loud they used to be.
Wow. Yes.
Sorry, anyway, you were saying.
Yes. Now, how do they connect to the devices? Are they wirelessly connected?
They can be. We have a device, actually a couple different options that you can, some of our embossers include the device that just allows them to be wireless. And then there's also something we call the Go Braille, also known as the Tiger Box from View Plus. And that allows you to not only turn your embosser into or your View Plus or Irie embosser into a wireless embosser, but it actually has onboard translation and some things like that. So you could say, I want to print this email from my phone. You can shoot that wirelessly, it'll translate it for you and spit it out. So some pretty cool wireless options we've got.
Great. And what are the prices on those embossers?
Well, we've got a lot of embossers. So
okay.
They range in price from the most affordable braille embosser in the world. We have the Irie Braille Buddy That's $1,495, and that also includes the Tiger software suite. So that is by far the most affordable embosser in the world.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, they go all the way up to, most embossers are in the $3,000 to $5,000 range kind of that are sold in this country. And then there's other specialty ones and ink and braille ones and all kinds of ones up into the tens of thousands.
Okay. And does it have its own software in terms of the way the documents get formatted? Is that the Tiger software that you mentioned?
Well, all the embossers are made to work with whatever software you want.
Okay, because I know of Duxbury program. Is that?
Yeah, they'll all work with Duxbury.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them come with the Tiger software suite, and that allows some advantages to some people, and particularly if they're very comfortable in a Microsoft Office environment. But yeah, all of them will work with Braille 2000 or Duxbury and Tactile View or pretty much any embosser software.
Okay, great. Is there any other information that you'd like to share before we conclude?
No, I'm just happy to have met you, and it's been fun getting to talk to you.
Absolutely. If folks wanted to contact you about anything that we talked about today, I know you have a wide range of software and hardware packages that you support, and that's really great, when you can have a one-stop shop of wealth of information and compile it all together like you have done. Is there a direct way that people can contact you?
Well, they can reach out to the company at, we have a website, obviously. That's www.irie-at.com. And could email us at probably the easiest one that reaches the most people is sales@irie-at.com. And then also you can reach us by phone at 1-888-308-0059. Great.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me and my listeners. I appreciate all the wonderful work that you do, and I'm glad that you're here at NFB in the U.S. and all the products that you're doing. It's really great. And I also thank the folks at View Plus for all the work that they do and really revolutionizing the embosser business and getting you into this field as well. So you and your family, I can say collectively, are doing a lot of good work. So we definitely appreciate that in the blindness community.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your convention.
All right, you too.
Such a great time talking to Jeff. If you'd like to find any of that contact information for Jeff or any of the information that he mentioned, you can head over to the show notes. I'd like to thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed. If you would like to contact me at all, send me an email at sbonenfant2@gmail.com. That's SBONENFANT, the number 2@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.
For more podcasts with the blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. And be sure to check out our free app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store.